Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about certain productivity tools that I have been using throughout my game dev journey, and I think these are quite useful to manage projects and manage and track your time whenever you're working on games. So without any further ado, let's get into them. So the first tool that I would recommend is actually Trello. Trello is a task management tool which you can use to order your tasks, sort them, assign them to other people, and basically use it to manage entire projects. It's useful whenever you're working in teams or solo. So Trello helps you to organize your tasks. It helps you to declutter your mind, which helps to focus on what you're doing at the moment, so you don't need to worry about what tasks you need to do. You can keep track of what you've done and what needs to be done. You can use Trello to prioritize certain tasks over others. For example, you can set a task as high priority, and then when you go back to it on the next workday, you can tell that this one needs to be finished first. Trello also helps to track the time it takes to complete a task, so you can tell whether you spent a lot of time on a high priority task or whether you didn't spend enough time on a high priority task, and you can manage and estimate the time it takes to work on a certain task and refine your project's workflow using this data. So all in all, I think Trello is pretty useful. I have used it throughout my game process and it's been really useful. So I would definitely recommend using Trello. So my next recommendation would be a Chrome extension called Stay Focused. Stay Focused is an extension that imposes a limit on the number of minutes you can spend on a given website in a day. It is extremely unintrusive and doesn't interrupt you when you're working, and instead it reminds you to go back to work when you go to a website when your time on that website is up. It is quite configurable. You can pick which websites to block and for how long you're allowed to go on them on any given day, and it's got a bunch of benefits. It helps to break the habit of compulsively checking social media. It keeps you focused on your work and calls you out when you deviate from work, and it does not allow you to go on websites that you think you might be spending too much time on. It also makes you more likely to go into a flow state by training you to literally stay focused on your work rather than be distracted by going to a social media website or any other website that you might visit that you would not want to when you're working to stay productive. So stay focused is actually a pretty integral part of my workflow, not actively but passively, because I have this habit of going on social media like Facebook or YouTube when I'm working. It's basically muscle memory at this point, so stay focused helps to keep that in check and helps to keep me focused. My last recommendation would be Evernote. Evernote is a note-keeping tool which, along with just keeping notes, has other functionality that makes it pretty useful for game developers. Game ideas can come at any time, so it's important to record them so you can look back at them later and have them stored somewhere. Often when there is no inspiration, if you have a place where you have recorded all the ideas you got before, you can simply go back to them and have a source of inspiration, and that would be a source that actually came from your own head. So note keeping in general is extremely useful for game developers, but the reason I recommend Evernote is because it has great functionality when it comes to clipping web content. This helps when you want to remember something that inspired a game idea, so you can simply go to the web page and using the extension for it, you can clip it and store it as a note. You can also configure different notebooks to store and sort ideas. For example, you can have a notebook for all your platformer ideas, a notebook for all your city builder ideas,
and you can go back to one of these genres when you feel like making something specific. I started using Evernote recently and it's already made a big difference for me since I'm in the process of ideating on a new game, and it's been a big help because I can go back and look at game ideas from a fresh perspective after giving it a bit of a break. So my last recommendation would be Evernote.
Alright, that's it everybody. If you enjoy this kind of content, please leave a like, it helps a lot. If you would like a specific video, then please leave a comment. And if you want more of this kind of content, then please subscribe. It really helps me a lot. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for giving me your time. I'll catch you in a future video.